Breaking news, my wonderful people. President Tinubu receives powerful warning from UK over Nnamdi Kanu's detention. Hi guys, welcome back to the news. If you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. A renowned British author and a journalist and political analyst, Forsyth, has expressed concerns over Nigeria's potential expulsion from the Commonwealth of Nations due to the prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And yes, Forsyth's views were presented in an article published on express.co.uk, where he criticized the British government for its lack of intervention in Kanu's case with the Nigerian authorities. Forsyth argued that the UK government's indifference towards the humiliation and torture faced by its citizens abroad could have far-reaching consequences, potentially subjecting any British passport holder to a similar fate as Kanu. And yes, he shedded more light on Kanu's background, and everything. And we know that Kanu's lifelong cause had been the re-establishment of Biafra, a separate republic sought by his Igbo people, who constitute the majority in the eastern Nigeria, and highlighting the relevance of Kanu's case to the British citizens. Forsyth emphasized that Kanu is a British citizen himself, residing with his family in South London, and being a British citizen grants certain rights and protection, including access to consular services for assistance when in trouble abroad. Forsyth drew attention to the pivotal role and the services played in providing a sense of security to the British nationals, referring his personal experiences and comfort he derives from holding a British passport. But he emphasized that Kanu's advocacy for the separate state for his ethnic homeland, while potentially a pipe dream, should not be deemed illegal. He compared Kanu's activities to the Scottish National Party's endeavours in Scotland, which are accepted as a legitimate legal pursuit. But yes, Nigeria, as a prominent member of the Commonwealth, is obligated to adhere to the organization principles, which forbids dictatorship from membership and can lead to expulsion if violated. Forsyth lamented that the consequences surrounding Kanu's detention. He narrated the event of Kanu's detention in Nairobi 2 years ago by the Nigerian Secret Police, with alleged involvement from Kenyan authorities, and Kanu was subsequently flown to Nigeria, and he has been confined in an underground cell in Abuja, merely a few hundred yards away from the British High Commission, which houses the consular department. And Frederick cited reports from Kanu's family stating that his health is deteriorating. He needs medical attention, and medical assistance is always denied. He is subjected to regular beatings, given the notorious reputation of the Nigerian Secret Police. Now, these conditions come as no surprise, although the British officials have reportedly made representations during their 2 visits to Kanu, and the Nigerians have largely dismissed the British concerns. But then, Kanu's appeal to the Nigerian Supreme Court remains in limbo, leaving him in a state of uncertainty. Meanwhile, Kanu have been held in confinement at the Department of the State Service DSS headquarters in Abuja since June 2021, following his alleged abduction in Kenya and his subsequent extradition to Nigeria. And despite court decision and a UN option calling for Kanu's unconditional release and transfer to either Kenya or London, where he resides. The Nigerian government has yet to take any action. So you see, all these are going around, and even the fact that the Abuja Court of Appeal had discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu, you know, but then the prolonged detention of Kanu and the government's inaction in response to the court's decisions and the international recommendations may have some serious repercussions, including Nigeria's potentially expulsion from the Commonwealth of Nations. Guys, this is really serious. So it is so obvious that Nigeria could lose Commonwealth membership over the horrifying treatment of Nnamdi Kanu as a British citizen. And despite several court decisions and the UN option that Kanu should be unconditionally released and transferred to either Kenya, where he was imprisoned, or London, where he resides, the government has taken no action. Nnamdi Kanu is still being held at the DSS headquarters in Abuja, which is really terrible. And Nigeria could lose its Commonwealth membership over this, horrifying treatment melted on Nnamdi Kanu as a British citizen. And yes, we know that Nigeria is a country where the executive arm of government sits upon the judiciary, if not. So why in this world would the so-called president of this country, not uphold the integrity of the law and the constitution of the country? They refuse to obey court orders to release and free a man who has been discharged and acquitted by a federal high court of competent jurisdiction. So can you imagine a country where the DSS does not even obey court orders? It is really bad, oh. It is really bad. So guys, these are reactions from Nigerians, my country people. What are your thoughts concerning this? And yes, Frederick have made it known that Nigeria can as well, be expelled from the Commonwealth of Nations due to the prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, which we know that several people have been calling for his release, but the government have refused to do something over this issue. Now they have made it known that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. He is a British citizen, and yet the British, they are not even doing anything to help secure his release. The Nigerian government, they are frustrating all attempts to secure Nnamdi Kanu's release from the DSS custody. So my country people, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts concerning this? Please kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.